Video producer. Dashboard stream manager. / PMA LCS.
Checking volume levels. Checking volume levels. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the PMA LCS. My name is Fwesh, and I will be your tour guide this evening. I will be your facilitator of Summoner's Rift this evening. I will take you through the action. I will provide you with the wisdom. I will talk about what is happening, and together we will experience something called League of Legends. Little Shop of Hoagies versus Bilgewater Surprise. Gonna be a banger, my friends, my brothers, and fans, and fam, and everyone watching. Down with Flesh in the chat. Thank you very much for the vote of confidence. And we're gonna have a great brotherly time. It's gonna be awesome. Couple of subs on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. We've got Hauer, who is, to my knowledge, an ADC main and a Caitlyn superstar, subbing for Fustus. And then we've got Ice Cold Bro himself subbing for Zepho. So could be some interesting role swappage aroundage on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. If I were to speculate, I would say it's going to be Hauer and Ice Cold Bro in the bot lane, with Super Hoagie jungling. However, I could be very wrong about that. And so let me stalk Hauer's match history here and see if he's been playing any jungle. No, he's been doing his ADC thing mostly. So that is my official guess. Is that it will be Hauer and Ice Cold Bro in the bot lane for Little Shop of Hoagies, with Super Hoagie moving into jungling duty. Meanwhile, Bilgewater Surprise sitting at 2 and 4. I am told they have their full lineup this evening. Ryota in the top lane, Symphonia John in the jungle, Hook My Book in the mid lane, Cornstar and Hodor Nation in the bot lane. This is sure to be an exciting match between two teams really trying to climb in the standings, really trying to get themselves in a position to make playoffs. Everything to gain on this one, and so we will see. We will see what happens. We should be getting into pick ban here within the next. I'm gonna say roughly 53 seconds. That would be my. My guess here. Rumor is Cornstar and Hook My Book switching roles. That would be spicy. Cornstar, obviously an accomplished mid laner in addition to AD carry player. Let's check his op.gg and see if he's been playing any mid lane. He's been playing a whole lot of everything, really. So you never know. But that is a spicy, spicy rumor. If we do get a role swap there, Cornstar can do his thing in the mid lane. He is certainly well respected in that role. And we are going to be jumping into pick ban here very soon, my friends, as we get this little transition thing going. Get the URL loaded in here. Looks like we got Bilgewater Surprise on blue side for game 1. We got a Little Shop of Hoagies on red side for game 1. And things will happen. Things will happen. In Ryota we trust. We are getting some R's in the lobby. We've got an R from the stream, and I think that means pick ban is finna go. It's finna go. We got a Blitzcrank ban on the side of Bilgewater Surprise, no doubt targeted at Ice Cold Bro, who I like to refer to as the chaddest of all supports. There's a Ryota Rengar Respect ban coming out from Little Shop of Hoagies. His Rengar top has been wreaking havoc on the league. There is a Xerath ban coming up here from Bilgewater Surprise, another one targeted at Ice Cold Bro. He is a Xerath main. I believe he's hovering around Plat 2, and the dude can play some League of Legends. There's a Zeri ban, which is a Cornstar special. He loves to pop off on some Zeri. And finally, a Thresh ban from the blue side. So 3 support bans from Bilgewater Surprise, trying to keep Ice Cold Bro, presumably Ice Cold Bro, keep him in check. And looks like a Silas ban from Little Shop of Hoagies. That's a curious one. I'm not certain who that is aimed at, to be totally honest, but maybe Twitch chat can tell me. And with blue side, pick one. What do we got? What are we gonna got? What are we gonna get it? What do we It looks like a first pick Sivir for Bilgewater Surprise. Sivir got quote unquote reworked, aka giga buffed. She has since been micro patch nerfed, but she is still one of the strongest AD carries out there, and as such, a very worthwhile first pick for Bilgewater Surprise. Little Shop of Hoagies hovering the Seraphine, and locking in the Seraphine. Obviously a flex pick, can go support, can go ADC, can go mid lane. And so we'll see what they decide to do with that. And the Wukong lock-in as well. Also a flex pick. A pretty high tier jungler, pretty high tier top laner. Could go either way. Could go to Guy Fieric, or could go to whoever is jungling on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. For Bilgewater Surprise, we see a Viego lock-in on B2. Viego's been a top-tier jungler for a while now. You love to see it. Synergizes pretty well with the Sivir as well. Given that Viego wants to run at you sometimes. And with blue 3, Bilgewater Surprise goes with Taric. Yeah, we have been seeing more Taric lately. It has skyrocketed in win rate. Last I checked, yeah, Taric has the highest support win rate on u.gg and in Plat Plus. So really strong support, and a very formidable team comp being put together so far on the side of Bilgewater Surprise. And Sivir Taric is no joke of a bot lane. And there's the Swain lock-in on R3. Again, a flex pick. We have seen Ice Cold Bro play this on his team, if I'm not mistaken. Could also go into the top lane. I don't know if Fleeing Panda plays Swain. Let me check. But it can obviously go into the mid lane as well. Fleeing Panda has played a little Swain. Yeah, I'm going to go with he's played a little bit of Swain. Yone ban, targeting Cornstar, coming out of Little Shop of Hoagies. Cornstar loves his pop-off Wind Wally Bro champs. And a Nivea ban. I think that is also aimed at Cornstar, if I'm not mistaken. He has played himself some Anivia. I don't know that Hook My Book has. Actually, Hook My Book has recently played Yone, but has played a ton of Sivir. So I think Little Shop of Hoagies knows what's up at this point with the alleged role swap between Hook My Book and Cornstar. And so it looks like that is what their second phase bans are reflecting. Meanwhile, a Leona and an Ornn ban thrown out from Bilgewater Surprise. Here we are on R4. Little Shop of Hoagies hasn't shown a marksman yet, per se, unless Seraphine is in the AP carry position. Mordekaiser comes out. Another flex pick. Most likely top lane, but it can go in the jungle. And so they're keeping Bilgewater Surprise on their toes here. Let me do a little research over here, see if I can figure out where some of these picks might be going. My guess would be they're hiding their mid laner, and they're going to go with the Seraphine Swain bot lane. Although that would be a little bit unorthodox. And on the side of Bilgewater Surprise, we see Kale locked in. And hovering the Talia, which has recently been buffed. There's the Talia. That is a Cornstar champion, I believe. So really nice synergy between the Taric and the Kale. Some control maginess, roaming control maginess from the mid lane from the Talia. And Little Shop of Hoagies is going to have to tip their hand now and show who is going where. Here's a Jinx hover. And a Jinx lock. So that's going to be the Jinx Seraphine bot lane. It's going to be probably Swain mid. It's going to be probably Mordekaiser top. And probably Wukong in Le Jungle. That is my official guesstimation. Although I am feverishly op.gging people looking for more hints as to where some of these picks might be going. Is it really going to be Ice Cold Bro on Seraphine? That would surprise me. I'm gonna throw a guess out here that Ice Cold Bro is gonna go mid lane on the Swain. That is powder from Arcane. It sure is. So I'm gonna make a little off the wall guess here. They're gonna put Ice Cold Bro mid lane on Swain. Although, where would they put Fleeing Panda if that is the case? Would they put him support on Seraphine? Are they just flipping up everybody's roles? That's the question here. I would be Ice Cold Bro. Seraphine just doesn't strike me as an Ice Cold Bro champion, but she's certainly a strong champion. Looking at Ice Cold Bro's op.gg now, and yeah, TikTok. I don't see any games of Seraphine in the past 2 weeks. In the past 20 days. Okay, 19 days ago he did play a game of Seraphine. Mid lane. She's certainly not the most difficult champion. But I would not be surprised if they did something spicy, like put him mid lane. And so Hauer has locked in Mordekaiser. Guy Fieric has locked in Wukong. I wonder if that means Hauer is taking Mordekaiser into the jungle. That would be spicy indeed. And Hook My Book has locked in Sivir, so it does appear that the role swap of Cornstar going to mid lane as opposed to ADC, it does appear that that is going to happen. And it is Fleeing Panda locking into Seraphine, so I may have been onto something here. It could be Fleeing Panda playing Seraphine mid, and a Jinx Swain bot lane. That is possible. I do think we are going to see Ice Cold Bro on the Swain one way or another. I don't know how comfortable Fleeing Panda is playing support. Let me see if he has played any lately. Yeah, it could just be a simple Seraphine mid with the Swain support. Super Hoagie locking in Jinx. Not surprised to see him play. Well, maybe a little surprised to see him play AD carry, given the composition of his team at the moment. But we'll see. And there is the Ice Cold Bro Swain. So they've got until 20 seconds to potentially Does this work if I do this? That didn't work, did it? Wait. Browser? Wait. Wait. Oh! Yeah, there we go. So, is that very pixelated? Or is it just my eyesight that's not very good? So here's who has locked in which champion. They've got till 20 seconds to swap. Doesn't look like any shenanigans are happening on that front. And as it stands, it is in theory a Jinx Swain bot lane. So should be very interesting. We've now got about 3 minutes of spectator delay to get through. So let me know if you want me to sing a song, recite some Shakespeare, or just vibe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes all we need to do is just vibe. Just vibe a little bit. I am curious to see if Ryota has played Kale. That is one that I might check on here. BBS. BWS. Ryota has played Rengar, he has played Trundle. He did play Kale against Submissive and Draftable. Certainly had a respectable game, although they did not get the W, if I'm reading that correctly. But he does have some experience on the pick. That has been established. This is game 1 about to begin. So that remains to be seen. MVP Ryota. What else has he played? He certainly has played Rengar top, I see. He has played Shen top. But so this is looking like it'll be his second game of Kale. This is the ride. Yippee! We got 60 seconds left in spectator delay. And then we're going to be in on the action, ladies and gentlemen. Week by week, I level up. And I go from completely incompetent shoutcaster to hopefully, let's go for barely passable this week. Open the casino. Is that do I have power to do that? Is that power that I have? Or am I being trolled? Who's to say? Who is to say? Hide chat, something. Yeah, if that's a power I have, you're gonna have to teach me, Tambo. Teach me, or get Bear to teach you, and then you can teach me. Either one. Yeah. Dun, 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 All right, if my OBS is working properly, I love you, Tambo. Then we are about to get into the game here. I think it is working properly. Pregame should pop up on the stream any second. There we go. There we go. There we go. Do. Scoreboard overlay. Team 1. Team 2. Forgot to change. Which one's Team 1? Which one's Team 2? Just need a second to do that. Really quick. PWS. Okay. And add text. Let's see. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. Trying to do this right. Trying to do this right. Dun 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 dun. Are you gonna play? Are you gonna? Okay. We appear to be moving. We appear to be moving. Here we go. Here we go. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. We're doing it. We're doing it. And we are in the game, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the game. Action happening. A 5-point from the red side, blue side with some sort of delayed 4-point. Sinfonia John scrapping with Guy Fieric just a little bit. But Guy Fieric does get the ward down. You love to see it. Bot try unguarded from the blue squad. Bilgewater surprise. But no punishment shall be had for that sin. It does appear to be Swain support. Seraphine mid. Meanwhile, these portraits need to get ordered properly. There we go. And it is Guy Fieric jungling on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. That is a surprise to me. I did not know that Guy Fieric jungles, so we'll see how that goes. He's certainly got a very strong champion to do so with. And it's Hauer in the top lane on the Mordekaiser. And we'll see how he can hang with Ryota. Cornstar showing some aggression right away. Nice double pullback from Ice Cold Bro in the bot lane. My book getting pretty low. Ice Cold Bro says, I don't care if you hit level 2 first. I'm going in on you. Was that a mistake, though? Ice Cold Bro getting low. First blood to the Jinx, though. Sivir picks up the trade kill onto Swain. And Hodor Nation's going ham on Jinx, trying to get her, put her into the ground here. Meanwhile, Cornstar aggressing in the mid lane onto Fleeing Panda, asserting his dominance. On this buffed Talia pick. He has the shove, and he will use it. So in the bot lane, Sivir ends up with first blood, but also ends up dying, which is going to give a hefty XP lead to the Jinx, who also got the trade kill. Obviously, first blood worth more in gold, but I would expect the Jinx Swain lane to have some priority and have some aggression with the Jinx ahead in XP. See, both junglers make an appearance mid lane, but the monkey says, "Gotcha! I am not there anymore." Hodor Nation walking up, misses the stun. Ice Cold Bro pulls him back. There's a nice advantageous trade for Little Shop of Hoagies. And the Little Shop of Hoagies bot lane looking spicy so far. Looking aggressive so far. And Ryota has the push in top lane. He's also got himself a 5 CS lead already. Nothing to scoff at. And we're going to see a gank attempt here from Guy Fieric in the top lane. Does not look like we're getting much out of it. However, Ryota stays safe. Looks like Guy Fieric may have walked over a ward in the Tri-Brush. Cornstar continuing to put pressure on to fleeing Panda. And Guy Fieric hung out in the brush a little bit for a kind of a repeat gank attempt. Ryota was not fooled. It appears as though he warded that brush. Meanwhile, the Viego is pathing bot side, just in case something were to pop off here. Actually, he may very well just start Dragon, given that he just saw Monkey spend so long in the top lane. We see TP coming out of the Seraphine. And Cornstar's going to base with a nice 12 CS lead already. Looking really sharp on this Taliyah. And Symphonia John will secure the dragon. It certainly helped that his bot lane had prio there. They had the shove. Therefore, the ability to move first. They didn't move to the dragon, but sometimes it just matters. The fact that they could have moved gives you the priority over the objective. And of course, after seeing Wukong topside, Viego felt like he was safe to solo that drag, and he certainly was. Howard with the pullback on Ryota, getting a nice trade in. Of course, Ryota is 10 CS up and maybe 13 here in a second when he cleans up these miniones. And you love to see that on the side of Bilgewater Surprise. You love to see your Kayle farming so well right away, as it is a ticking time bomb for that late game scaling. The dreaded level 16 Kayle will come online one of these days. Both bot lanes have gotten to spend their kill gold, so the Jinx has her Noon Quiver now. That gives her a pretty substantial combat advantage, I dare say. Not to mention having the ranged support advantage. The Sivir and Targ are going to have to tread lightly here, or farm carefully. And as such, we see about a 15 CS lead for the Jinx over the Sivir. As it stands, gold largely even. Here comes the monkey for a gank in the bot lane. Exhaust goes down from the Sivir. It does not look like they will get anything else other than that summoner spell from this gank, but they will be able to clean up this cannon wave, get the wave shoved in. If they then decide to reset, doesn't look like they will. They've got some pretty decent vision control over the river, and they're going to keep just applying pressure to hook my book and Hodor Nation here, trying to expand upon their CS lead, which now has eclipsed 20. There's a really nice Seraphine ulti from Fleeing Panda, and Symphonia John gets taken out by the Seraphine. Cornstar being chased down by Wukong. And that got more action here in the bot lane. Is Hook by Book dead? Yes, he is. Super Hoagie picks up the kill, and the little shop of Hoagies all of a sudden drawing blood in multiple places on the map. We saw Symphonia John kind of get caught mid lane. Cornstar tried to help him, but a really fantastic Seraphine ulti out of Fleeing Panda helped them secure that kill. Symphonia John's in trouble now. He's back out on the map, being chased off of his red buff by Guy Fieric with the help of Fleeing Panda. Mid priority in full effect. Red buff burn. Not quite gonna, but Fleeing Panda with the flash empowered auto. That was a Chad play from Fleeing Panda. He will give his life to Cornstar, who is brawling with Ice Cold Bro over the wall. He gets grabbed by Ice Cold Bro. Meanwhile, the bot lane from Little Shop of Hoagies has rotated mid to help out the monkey, who gets stunned, and Cornstar with the flash over the wall. He knows how that interaction works. The Talia E with the gravel placement. Wukong's invisibility thing counts as a dash, obviously, and so even if you can't see the monkey, he does get stunned when he goes invis there. Cornstar knew it, flashes aggressively, uses the Q to pick up the kill, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with this game. He's got 2 kills, he's got 82 farm, and he's setting himself up to try to carry this game from the mid lane. And he is really putting a lot of pressure on Fleeing Panda here. Got about a 25 CS lead as well. Still has plenty of gold in his pocket to spend, I believe. Jinx has come back with a pickaxe and boots, and she is out for blood in the bot lane. Nearly a 20 CS lead for Ryota in the top lane, so we're seeing the various discrepancies across the map. The Little Shop of Hoagies bot lane is ahead, obviously. The Bilgewater Surprise mid lane and top lane are both ahead. Jungle, you could call jungle about even. Obviously, the KDA for Symphonia John doesn't look great, but he's a little bit ahead in farm, and he is about even in EXP with the Wukong. So we can call jungle a stalemate at this moment. Or you could give a slight edge to the Viego for securing that first Drake. And speaking of Drake, oh, there's a stun coming out. There's a Taric ult coming out. Will it be in time? It will be in time to save the Taric. There, the Fleeing Panda ulti comes flying overhead. Ice Cold Bro burns his stopwatch, and there is a killing spree for Super Hoagie. Meanwhile, both junglers are here. This scrap is going to continue. There's the Wukong ult. Symphonia John running for his life. The Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket picks up the Viego. Cornstar trying to get something back. I don't think he's going to be able to, though. Then again, Fleeing Panda getting low. Double knockback from Cornstar. Really nicely played there. Gets grabbed by the Swain. Is he going to be able to get out? Is he going to get out with another kill? He is. It's a double kill for Cornstar. My goodness, what a monster he is on this Talia. That did not look salvageable, but he stayed in it, stayed aggressive, and picked up a couple kills on the back end of that fight. Now, Little Shop of Hoagies is still going to go after the dragon. Is Cornstar going to try and mess with this? That would be something, let me tell you. He gets vision over it. Meanwhile, we're in the top lane now, where Mordekaiser has taken the Kayle into the Death Realm. The red squad did secure the dragon. Hook My Book tried to mess with it a little bit. Guy Fieric is in big trouble, and there's kill number 5 to Cornstar. He is unstoppable. There is a 500 gold lead for Little Shop of Hoagies, but it's pretty much all on the Jinx, I think it's fair to say. And so it's at the moment, you know, going to frame out to a battle between a fed Jinx and a fed Talia. And we'll see who can kind of protect their carry, better in the ensuing team fights as this battle wears on. Now, eventually, that Kayle in the top lane is going to come alive as well. Like I said, likening it to a ticking time bomb, almost a 30 CS lead there in the top lane, farming quite well. So. That's going to be something that Little Shop of Hoagies is really going to have to keep in mind as well as this game wears on. But certainly a very action-packed and exciting game so far. A 4-0 Jinx on one side, a 5-0 Talia on the other side. Nice stun there from Hodor Nation. Hook my book. Trying to back it up. Symphonia John with the attempted top gank. Nothing doing there, except they do blow the flash of the Mordekaiser. And Cornstar may be looking for an ulti opportunity. He sees a control ward on the way. Takes it out and heads back to le mid lane. Meanwhile, he's about 25 CS. Uh-oh, Hodor Nation is caught here. Guy Fieric showed up just in time. There's the Taric ult. I don't think it's going to save him, though. Super Hoagie is unstoppable. Guy Fieric diving hook my book. He's going to go down to the turret, or is he? There's a double kill for Super Hoagie. Guy Fieric survived the turret. Wow. And first brick goes down in favor of Little Shop of Hoagies. With a nice aggressive dive. Here comes Cornstar, though. He's opting into a 1v3. He takes out the Wukong. Oh, my goodness. He takes out the Swain as well. And by he, I mean Symphonia John picks up the kill. And Cornstar with the shutdown on the Jinx as well. Cornstar is 1v9ing. Holy moly. Wow. Cornstar is absolutely putting the team on his back. You love to see it. Gold pretty much even between the two teams, and now it is a very, very fat Talia on one side. He's trying to put Seraphine in the dirt as well. He hasn't even spent all that kill gold he just picked up. Homeboy needs to recall. Go shopping, Adrian. Go shopping. Whew. Really insane roam there from Cornstar, which was at first a 1v3. Uh-oh, he walks into the Seraphine ult, and he is going to go down. And that shutdown goes to the Jinx. So the Talia picks up the fat Jinx shutdown, and the Jinx then picks up the fat Talia shutdown, and we are back at two very, very fed carries. Talia has 2 items and tier 2 boots. Jinx has 1 item, but I have a feeling that second item will come pretty quickly now that she just got 1,000 gold from the Talia. Yeah, the only thing standing between Hoagie's team and a win is a very scary Talia and Kayle scaling. Little Shop of Hoagie's bot lane has rotated mid to try and take their pressure there and start to knock down this first mid turret. So we've got Fleeing Panda in the bot lane farming it up. And Ryota with a greater than 30 CS lead now, and that is almost 10 CS per minute. Yeah, pointed out by Tambourine King. That's almost 10 CS per minute. I mean, you got to feel great about that if you are Bilgewater Surprise. Hodor Nation taking some damage from over the wall. And Talia getting some poke out. A little bit of a 4v4 mid lane at the moment. Hodor Nation has to back, so you got to think this will give Little Shop of Hoagies some pressure here. Meanwhile, Little Shop of Hoagies has about 1,000 gold lead. The Hextech Drake is alive and well. Scuttle control went to Little Shop of Hoagies. So with the Taric recalling, they may try and start this, but they are a little spooked. The Kayle is out of sight, and I'm sure that Mordekaiser has communicated that, so it is a 4v5, at least for the moment. But Little Shop of Hoagies is going to start the Drake. In comes Bilgewater Surprise, and we are going to have a brawl here in a second, it looks like. Stolen by Symphonia John. Here comes the Taric ulti. There's the Wukong ulti. There's the Kayle ulti. Cornstar has taken out the monkey. Ryota is chasing down Fleeing Panda, and that is the Kayle has eclipsed level 11. And so he has his first ascension. Or is it she? She has her first ascension. And the Mordekaiser takes out Cornstar. The Drake did go over to Bilgewater Surprise. Nice smite secure from Symphonia John. The fight appears to have gone their way as well. A 2-for-1 overall. Ooh, and some gold getting in the pocket of that Kale. Yeah, who now has a bounty on her head. Meanwhile, Little Shop of Hoagies has rotated. They've got 5 men on the Rift Herald right now. Bilgewater Surprise, mostly on resets, and so that Herald is going to go over to Little Shop of Hoagies. We will see what they do with it. Checking in on item completions here. Talia got about 2.5 items. Sitting on a fully stacked tier. So I suppose she will go for the Seraph's Embrace next. Jinx has completed her Phantom Dancer, so she is sitting on 2 items. Mythics completed across the board, of course. We do see the Kraken Slayer first for the Kale. I am not the person to ask whether which Kale items are optimal in what order. You see quite a bit of variation there. Sometimes it's Gnasher's Tooth first, sometimes it's Riftmaker first, sometimes it's Kraken Slayer first. All kinds of ways you can approach building Kale, but Kraken Slayer has been opted for by Ryota. Cornstar in a little bit of trouble here. Here's the Flash Wukong ulti. Nice knockback there from Cornstar, who gets the Wukong Flash in the exchange, so well played there from the Talia, who is cracking skulls and taking names. Symphonia John looking a little bit indecisive here. He might go down, and he does, to the combination of the Swain ulti and the Super Mega Death Rocket from the Jinx. And by he, I mean Cornstar goes down. Excuse me. Symphonia John runs away, but survives. Brawling in the top lane here, 2 level 13 juggernauts, so to speak. Kale's obviously not a juggernaut, but how are winning the trade? Ryota ulti comes out. How are out of cooldowns, though. Here's the monkey to try and clean it up, but not quite able to get the killing blow on the Kale. The Mordekaiser does expend his flash and his ultimate. Kale expends her ultimate. And the Herald is going to take down that top turret. Little Shop of Hoagies now with about a 2.5k gold lead. They're going to stop the Rift Herald in its tracks before it gets off another charge. Meanwhile, we might have a little party in the bot lane here. Super Hoagie gets stunned up. I don't think we're going to have a follow-up there from the side of Bilgewater Surprise, however. And as much as Little Shop of Hoagies does have a gold lead, that Kale is looming large on the horizon. A ton of CS. Meanwhile, Cornstar bops Fleeing Panda. Comes in with the rides in on the ulti. He's got 3 completed items, and he 1 combos the Seraphine into the dirt. Cornstar is strong. The Kale is also going to be very, very strong. And if you are Little Shop of Hoagies, it's the Jinx and not much else. You know, the Mordekaiser is farming, and that is a champion you cannot sleep on. Well, I imagine it'd be painful if you fell asleep on a Mordekaiser, like, with, like, all his abilities and stuff. Anyways, Little Shop of Hoagies is starting the Baron here. They've got a Pocket of Vision, and they sort of caught Bilgewater Surprise all on the bot side of the map for the Drake, and it is Baron for Little Shop of Hoagies. Nicely played. Although it does put Bilgewater Surprise on sole point, and so now that I think about it, you know, that's a very interesting trade. You know, if you sort of zoom out, here and think big picture. It's as though Little Shop of Hoagies is really trying to accelerate this game. You know, like, let's get this over with. Let's end this game. We will give you Soul Point. We're gonna get outscaled anyway by the Kale. We will give you Soul Point. Give us the Baron, and we're gonna push and try to try to see if we can, at the very least, expand this gold lead. So a really interesting trade there. Very interesting implications from both sides, to be honest here. But so we've got a 1-1-3 lane composition, so to speak, here for Little Shop of Hoagies. 3 in the bot lane, Mordekaiser in the top, and Wukong crossing over. Looks like he's going to join his teammates in the bot lane here. And we're going to see what kind of structures we get. Flash in from Ice Cold Bro, and then Seraphine ulti expended as well. And that's the green light for Ryota to go on the offensive toward Ice Cold Bro. But a couple of oopsies there on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. There's the Taric ulti expended as well. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a green light for the Viego or perhaps the Talia to fly on in there with the Taric ulti, but lots of ultis being expended here on both sides of the aisle. Ice Cold Bro is in grave danger here, and he's going to go down to Cornstar. He's just getting a little bit aggressive here, a little bit too frontliney here on the Swain. And I did miss, yeah, the Kale with the flash forward and the fancy feet. Hauer going on to hook my book. Cornstar going in. I've seen this movie before. He's going into a 1v2 and he's wins it. Kills the Jinx, forces the flash out of the Wukong. My goodness, when it rains, it corns. Am I right? Am I right? And the gold lead of Little Shop of Hoagies has really shriveled down to roughly not very much. Howard takes the Hextech Gate into his doom. Cornstar's unstoppable. He's got 14 friggin' kills. My goodness gracious. Every mid laner in PMA LCS starting to work up a cold sweat seeing Cornstar pop off like this. But he is putting on a heroic performance. And the gold lead has been taken over by Bilgewater Surprise. It's not very much, but it ain't much, but it's honest. The Kale has 1 billion CS. The Talia has 1 billion kills. Ice Cold Bro moving forward, trying to catch Hodor Nation. And Cornstar catches the Jinx. Goodness gracious. Huge Seraphine ulti, though. But the Taric ult is going to largely negate it. Ice Cold Bro is right in the thick of things with his ultimate. He's trying to clean up. Seraphine gets a double kill. Kale is on the run. Wukong with the ulti. And that is going to be a one fight on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. That was a banger of a fight. A huge Seraphine ulti. Was that a 5-man Seraphine ulti? That was nuts. But Little Shop of Hoagies retakes control of this game. They are going to have a few seconds to push, probably take an inhib, and then they'll be able to fall back for this Drake, I would assume. Denying Soul for Bilgewater Surprise, at least for the time being. And they do. Take the inhib, away they go to set up Drake control. And what a fight. What a fight from Fleeing Panda. What a fight from Ice Cold Bro. Wasn't the Jinx just dead? Like, didn't Cornstar assassinate the Jinx and they still won the fight? That is remarkable. Jockeying for position here. Bilgewater Surprise obviously wants this Drake so they can have Hextech Soul. But Little Shop of Hoagies is in position. They've pulled it out. They are DPSing the Drake. In goes Symphonia. Johnny steals it! Oh my goodness! Bilgewater Surprise has the Hextech Drake, and the fight is on! Altis flying left and right and center. Down goes Symphonia John. Down goes Howard. Down goes Ryota. It's a double kill for Super Hoagie. Oh my goodness, what a steal from Symphonia John. Ice Cold Bro's going to go down as well. Cornstar's doing what he can. The Taric ulti comes down to keep him alive. Is he going to be able to fight out the Wukong? His front line is gone. He's trapped in the Dragon Pit, and he gets taken out. A delayed triple kill for Super Hoagie. Whew! This may be the end of the game here for Little Shop of Hoagies, who lose the Hextech Soul, but win the ensuing fight on the back of the Giga-Fed Jinx. Sivir's up to wave clear, and maybe Seraphine clear as well. No, it looks like Hook My Book is going to go down. A valiant effort on his part. Symphonia John is here. He's going to take a 1v3, and it's not going to go so great. You have to admire the effort. I feel like perhaps they should have waited until all three of them were rezzed and then maybe taken on a fight here. But Ryota, there's that ticking time bomb. Is that a level 16 Kale? I think it is. It's an overstay from Little Shop of Hoagies. And a cleanup by Ryota and Hodor Nation. And now you grab your breath and you look at the state of the game. 3k gold lead be damned. We have Hextech Soul and a scaling Kale on the side of Bilgewater Surprise. Howard takes Hodor Nation into the Death Realm. There's the Kale TP to back up his buddy. Kale starts brawling with the Swain. Howard is dead. Ryota ultis. Nicely timed Zonius from Ice Cold Bro, and then he flashes and takes out the Kale. And it ends with a double kill for Cornstar, and Bilgewater Surprise is on Baron. Whew! Some action here. Guy Fieric goes in, gets stunned, and Symphonia John, true to his smites, picks up the Baron. And so we have a momentum shift. We have a tied in gold lead. Jinx insta-flashes away from the Giga-Fed Talia. No thank you, says Super Hoagie. And momentum squarely on the side of Bilgewater Surprise now. The Kale has scaled. The Talia is, for all intents and purposes, full build. Hextech Soul in their back pocket. They do have an open Nexus, and so we'll see if Little Shop of Hoagies tries to get creative or cheeky at some point. But as it stands, you got to think that Bilgewater Surprise are overwhelming favorites in this game. Some pings going down onto Elder Dragon, which spawns in about 2.5 minutes. Bilgewater Surprise is going to hope to have really taken over the map by that point. Find a push, find a fight. We may see a fight over this bot Scuttle Crab. Looks like it got smote away by Guy Fieric, actually. Nice smite there from Guy Fieric. Not going to have a major implications for the Elder Dragon itself, if I'm not mistaken, but you'd certainly rather secure the Scuttle Crab vision than allow your teammate to. So nice smite there from Guy Fieric. Ryota clears a control ward. Sivir is in the top lane, cleaning up some mess. So this could be an opportunity to engage, if you're Little Shop of Hoagies, engage in the mid lane with Sivir not there. Kale's not there either. We're a little split here, but Bilgewater Surprise really prioritizing that jungle quadrant getting vision control. Dragon's still about a minute away. Oh, Hodor Nation's been caught. He might just die here. He has to flash away. Nice pick there from Ice Cold Bro. And all of a sudden, Little Shop of Hoagies has taken control of the river in time for the Elder Dragon number 2 to spawn here in about 30 seconds. Scuttle Crab vision has disappeared. I believe the dragon itself is going to spawn before the Scuttle Crab does. Bilgewater Surprise moves in because Little Shop of Hoagies moved out. And so the vision sort of ping-pongs back in favor of Bilgewater Surprise. Or does it? We're just going to have a... We might just have a straight-up 5v5 here. Ice Cold Bro is a little behind. He's taking Hextech Gates trying to catch up. The mid-wave is pushing in favor of Little Shop of Hoagies. And that's going to need to be answered at some point. Hodor Nation gets picked again. Big knockback on Ice Cold Bro, who blows his ulti in response. Guy Fierick's on a flank. There's the ulti from Seraphine. There's the Taric ult. Too late to save Taric. Guy Fierick on the flank. He's going to go down to hook my book. So it is a dead Monkey and a dead Taric and a dead Super Hoagie. That's huge for Bilgewater Surprise. And the Jinx, the Viego Jinx pops off on the side of Bilgewater Surprise, and they are going to secure this Elder Drake. They took out the Jinx, and with that, most of the team fighting prowess of Little Shop of Hoagies was down the drain, and so we'll see how much of the base that they can take here. Cornstar and Ryota, the two solo laners pushing. They don't have much of a minion wave to work with, so they're going to take one inhibitor, and they're going to back up. Pings onto Baron Nashor, coming up in about 1 minute, and Bilgewater Surprise is going to have complete control of the map for that epic monster. Casual 20 kill game from Cornstar, no big deal. Just a Friday, your average Friday night for Cornstar. Bilgewater Surprise obviously wants to fight with this buff. The burn is really ticking Ice Cold Bro precariously low. But Bilgewater Surprise now has control over this topside river, where Baron will be spawning in about 20 to 30 seconds. And they're going to burn this mother down. No contest from Little Shop of Hoagies. I don't think Guy Fierick will get to the pit in time. And that is Baron for Bilgewater Surprise. They've got a 7k gold lead. Still got Hextech Soul, obviously. Sivir very near her Muramana transformation, finally. 4 items on the Kale. A very interesting AD Kale build. I won't try to make sense of it, because I don't know anything about Kale itemization, but alas. We've got a 5-man top side push here from Bilgewater Surprise. Still got a little bit of Elder Dragon buff, if I'm not mistaken. And so Little Shop of Hoagies has to be real careful till their Elder buff runs out. They secure the top inhib. There's a big flank from Guy Fierick, but he's just going to die to the Elder buff. And here, Taric ulti coming down. Viego going in. Super Hoagie is in his stopwatch, and he gets taken out by the Viego. This is going to be the end of the line for Little Shop of Hoagies. A double kill for Ryota. Hauer is the last one standing. We're seeing GG's in the chat. And Bilgewater Surprise takes game 1 in a thriller. My oh my, that was an exciting game. Holy moly. We're going to get a MVP poll up in the chat here real quick like. That was something. Holy moly. Holy moly. Trying to show you some damage and whatnot here. But we're pretty bugged in the post-game. Alright, here's a little bit of information for you folks. Just a little bit. Nearly 70,000 damage from Cornstar that game. Wow. 21, 5, and 9. Nearly 70k damage. Yeah, that's a bit of a carry pants performance from Cornstar. Ryota with the 6-3 and 10 KDA, very nice. Hodor Nation 1-4 and 22. Hook My Book 3-7 and 10. Symphonia John, true smite accuracy all game long with objective secure after objective secure. So get your votes in for who you think game 1 MVP was. That was certainly a thriller. All right, my dudes. Your caster is going to take a quick little potty break. Make sure you get your votes in for Game 1 MVP as Bilgewater Surprise takes Game 1 in a very exciting fashion. We're going to get ready for Game 2 pick ban coming right up. Coming right up. Gonna try to play an ad here in the meantime. Going to attempt. Going to attempt. Do 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 do. right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we are hopping into game 2. Pick ban here. Pretty quick. Pretty quickly. Pretty quickly there, man. Pretty quickly. By the way, game 1 MVP was Cornstar. Shocked Pikachu face. Absolutely shocked. Alright, little shop of hoagies. We see a Rengar ban at Ryota. Bilgewater. Surprise, we see a Blitzcrank ban. Here's our first adaptation. We are seeing a Talia ban. Excuse me. We are seeing a Talia ban from the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. I think that makes sense. Cornstar had an insane Talia game in game 1. Might as well make him play something else. There's a Xerath ban at Ice Cold Bro. And Little Shop of Hoagies is thinking over their third ban from blue side. And it is the Silas. It is not the Silas. It is the Silas. And finally, a Thresh ban from Bilgewater Surprise. What is Little Shop of Hoagies going to do with their first pick? Will they prio the Seraphine? Will they prio the Sivir? They do prio the Sivir. That ADC is certainly in a very strong spot, despite being micro-patch nerfed recently. Ever since her mid-scope update, we are seeing a Varus hover from Bilgewater Surprise. That would be an interesting response, and it is a Varus. Alright. And is that a Swain denial pick from Bilgewater Surprise? I like it, I like it, I like it. Over to blue side for pick 2. It is a Volibear, followed by what appears to be a Seraphine. It is a hover, at least. Fleeing Panda's Seraphine was highly respectable in game 1. Of course, it is a flex pick. So we could see it go mid, we could see it go support. The Sivir is probably ADC, but I believe Little Shop of Hoagies has taken it top lane before, if I am not mistaken. In the hands of Guy Fieric, who obviously last game played jungle. So we'll see. 3 flex picks, actually. Volibear could be flexed either top or jungle as well. And we'll see what Bilgewater Surprise does with R3. Janna. So it is Janna R3 with a then Mordekaiser ban. Janna R3 with a Mordekaiser ban. Responded to with a Kale ban from Little Shop of Hoagies. And a Leona ban from Bilgewater Surprise. So they do not think the Seraphine is support. They think it is going mid for Fleeing Panda. And again, he had some really impactful ultis in game 1. So I would not be surprised to see that Seraphine go mid either. And there's the Yone ban aimed at our boy Cornstar. So they that's interesting. They're not sure. Clearly, they're not sure where the Swain is going. Whether the Swain is going top or mid. I am also not sure. It is not going support if Janna was locked in. So we will see what happens. Udyr hovered for R4, and it is locked in for Bilgewater Surprise. And so they'll maintain the flex value of Swain here till their last pick. Um, Meanwhile, we have a Lux hover. Presumably that would be Lux support, but several champions have been left up for Cornstar. Yasuo among them, Anivia another one. Lux, though, locked in on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. Actually, that's a Fleeing Panda comfort pick. And so I think that's actually going to be Lux mid, Seraphine support. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I think. And a Shyvana locked in blue 5. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Probably jungle, which means the Volibear is probably top. Wind wall value is huge here, says Coach Eggboy, and I agree. I think if there were ever a Yasuo angle, it is this angle indeed. We have a Darius hover, however, and a Darius lock-in. And so I assume then we are seeing Ryota with Darius top. We're seeing Cornstar play Swain mid, Udyr jungle, and Varus Janna bot lane. It could be Shyvana top. My guess is that it's Shyvana jungle, but you're right. The Shyvana top is has shown itself here and there. So we will see.
Grounded.
You can't cage me for long.
It is Guy Fieric locking in the Shyvana. So if he is jungling again, that would mean it is Shyvana jungle. Obviously, there's no telling for sure. Cornstar does lock in the Swain, which makes me think it is Swain mid. Howard locks in the Volibear. I do expect Fleeing Panda to take the Lux. It is a comfort pick of his. And there is the Lux from Fleeing Panda, which means we will see the Ice Cold Bro Seraphine this game. That'll be spicy. Or Fleeing Panda is bamboozling me. No, he is not.
not fall.
And they've got until 20 seconds to potentially do any swappage or bamboozling. I don't expect that to happen. And then we will be on a 3-minute spectator delay, during which I'll see if I can get away with playing a commercial or two, running an ad or two. Appreciate you guys being here. This is PMA LCS Week 5, Little Shop of Hoagies versus Bilgewater Surprise. Game 2, after Bilgewater Surprise took Game 1 in very exciting fashion. Oh, and I'm Fwesh. Nice to meet you. Most people call me Fwesh, but you can call me Fwesh. All right, folks, we got just about a minute left in our spectator delay here. So looking over these two team comps, it's going to be very interesting to see how they interact. Certainly plenty of scaling on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies with the Sivir, with the Seraphine, with the Shyvana. Quite a bit of disengage and engage, for that matter, on the side of Bilgewater Surprise. They've got the Udyr run at ya. They've got the Varus ulti. They've got the Darius run at ya. They've got Swain for zone control and pullbacks and whatnot. And so it's going to be really exciting to see how these two team comps interact with one another. And we are going to be heading into the action in about 15 seconds. All right, brothers. Thank you for your patience. I apologize. My OBS froze, but we are in the action now for Game 2 of Bilgewater Surprise versus Little Shop of Hoagies, featuring Noodles in the background. Noodles, be quiet! Noodles, be quiet! We've got a 5 point against a 4.5-ish. Guy Fieric goes for the sweeper, trying to pick out the ward that was placed in Game 1. There we see a pixel ward by Symphonia John.
Minions have spawned.
And we are underway. Shyvana is starting leashless topside, which means Sivir and Seraphine are going to be able to get control over this first wave, shove hard, get that EXP advantage, and try to really just dominate the lane right away. Cornstar showing some aggression right away, just like Game 1. And we see the bot lane of Little Shop of Hoagies hit level 2 first. Go in for some aggression. And Hook My Book having a hard time keeping up in CS so far. Oh, and that is going to be a first blood on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. We saw a great empowered double E landed by Ice Cold Bro, followed with the Q and the Ignite, and the Varus goes down. That is absolutely tragic on the side of Bilgewater Surprise to lose that wave. And to just have the Varus, this Varus is still level 1. I mean, that is an absolute tragedy for them, and so we'll see if Little Shop of Hoagies can just take this lead and run with it. Meanwhile, we've got a gank here on the top side. Symphonia John doesn't want to use his Ghost. Ryota doesn't want to use his Flash. They got the Flash out of Howard, the Volibear, however, and so they are fine with calling that a successful gank. But yeah, the bot lane of Little Shop of Hoagies very far ahead in EXP, and obviously the first blood gold on the Seraphine doesn't hurt. Oh, Guy Fieric gets caught on a ward there as he came to follow up gank. Nice sidestep from Guy Fieric there on the Swain pullback. Cornstar taking a little bit of damage. Howard going aggressive onto Ryota. But Symphonia John is back. He stuns the Volibear, who has no flash, and Howard knows he's dead. Howard knows he is dead. Symphonia John secures the kill. 300 gold for him, 150 for Ryota on the Darius. And Bilgewater Surprise is on the board. Double root empowered E from Ice Cold Bro. Forget what I said about Seraphine not being his kind of champion. That is some Chad Seraphine play. However, Super Hoagie's in trouble. There's the E slow landed, and Hook My Book is now in trouble. Ice Cold Bro is going to take him down. He's got ice water in his veins, man. He is solo winning this lane for Little Shop of Hoagies. Cornstar's in trouble here. Fleeing Panda might chase after him. He's low on mana. They're both low on mana. Cornstar's still got Flash and Ghost. He pops the Ghost just in case. Little Shop of Hoagies bot lane decides to shove out, spend some more gold in the pocket of Ice Cold Bro. Man, oh man. Ice Cold Bro is really good at this video game. That is my expert level analysis. He is just good at the video game, and poor Varus is way behind in CS and XP at this point. And that is a solo bolo from Ryota onto the Volibear. Pardon me, I got distracted. Darius picks up the solo kill, and that does not bode well for the Volibear and for the potential of a fed Darius. He gets to crash a massive wave. Picks up a plate or two. In addition, he is 6. Volibear is not 6. We've got some action in the mid lane here. Fleeing Panda gets stunned. I think he's going to get away with his barrier, though. He sure does. And so, pretty substantial bot side advantage for Little Shop of Hoagies. And pretty substantial top side advantage for Bilgewater Surprise. And so, this is going to be a really interesting dynamic as this game plays out. Darius backs, spends his fortune on an Iron Spike Whip, so he's going to come into lane with a pretty fat item advantage. Udyr is on his side of the map as well. I notice Volibear does have a pink ward in that Tri-Brush, and so he probably won't be able to be ganked from that angle. And this 20 CS lead for Little Shop of Hoagies in the bot lane is, they are trying to continue to grow it. Let me put it that way. An Ice Cold Bro with some very Chad Seraphine play. With the bot lane prio, Guy Fieric on the Shyvana is able to secure that first Drake by himself. And that bodes well for Little Shop of Hoagies. The Ignite goes down on the Varus. I don't think it's going to be lethal. It will take him low, however. So Ignite expended from Ice Cold Bro, but sometimes it's worth it just to get him out of lane and continue to make the Varus fall behind in both CS and experience. Tough spot here for the Varus and the Janna. There's the Seraphine ulti coming out onto the Varus. Ice Cold Bro tanks one turret shot. Doesn't want to tank a second. It would have been close. Probably would have killed him. Little greedy there going for the kill under the turret, but again, sending him a message, putting him in the dirt, trying to get the Varus to recall, really. And if you can accomplish that, you know, you're putting him really, really far behind. Symphonia John and Guy Fieric sparring over the blue buff. Looks like Guy Fieric takes it. And Darius ushering in a cannon wave. And here is the Herald being summoned top lane, trying to really snowball this Darius. Howard's in trouble here. He goes ahead and ulties. In comes the Shyvana, but it is too late to save the Polar Bear. Shyvana's trying to chase down the Udyr. Ryota has the reset on his ult, and he gets the double kill. He is 3-0-1. The Rift Herald crashes into the turret, but Ice Cold Bro with the Ice Cold Roam. One last minion. Oh, one last caster minion auto nearly finished off Symphonia John. He was at roughly 1 HP. But 3 kills now in the pocket of the Darius. Ice Cold Bro says, "You leave my top laner alone." "5 health," says the Udyr in all chat. Darius does have a fat bounty on his head now. And did he just fall for the bait? He may have. No, he's still going to get away scot-free. Nice attempt there from the Seraphine and the Volibear to secure the Darius bounty. He is going to get away scot-free. However, they're going to be able to crash what looks like a pretty big wave here. And that's going to help the Volibear catch up just a little bit. It'll be absorbed by the Udyr. Meanwhile, Shyvana ultis in the bot side. Not going to get a whole lot done there, other than looks like they got Varus heal, Varus ulti, and Janna ulti as well from that exchange. And Udyr soaks up that cannon wave in the top side. You would have loved to get that in your pocket if you were the Darius, but he's plenty fed as it is. He is level 9 with 3 kills, and so he's going to be just an absolute terror to deal with in the side lane. I pity the Volibear who has to deal with that Darius. I show do. Cornstar goes ahead and ultis in response to the Shyvana showing up. Not going to get a whole lot off of it. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, despite the fact that Seraphine was going on world travels, oh, there's the empowered E for the root and the Sivir boomerang chunks Hodor Nation out. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, as I was saying, there's a 40 CS lead for the Sivir and the Seraphine. It just speaks to how hard they put this Varus in the dirt early. How many minions, how much XP they denied the Varus right away. It's just so hard to catch up when you die level 1 and the opposing ADC is level 3 at that point while you're walking back from the fountain. And so props to Little Shop of Hoagies for oh, there's a nice E. There's the ult. Flashed. Good flash from the Varus. Sivir flashes forward. Tries to finish off the kill on the Varus. Is Super Hoagie in too deep? Is Super Hoagie super dead? Looks like he can just run his way out. Good aggression, however. You'd love to see it. When all is said and done, it is a 1k gold lead on the side of Bilgewater. Surprise. Much of that gold is in the pocket of the Darius. To a lesser extent, the Udyr, who got some plate money from the Rift Herald. And Darius has already finished his Stride Breaker. This is going to be ugly. He also finished off first brick, presumably during the bot lane shenanigans I was distracted by. And so all of that plate money goes in the pocket of the Darius, and now he's looking to group around Drake. Cornstar with the solo bolo onto Fleeing Panda. Is he going to be able to get out? Ignite is on him. Can he heal through it? I think he can. He does survive. Symphonia John comes in and chases away the scary, scary dragon. Here comes Howard. He's diving. There's Ryota in the fray. He tries to ulti the Seraphine. Does not quite finish her off. Shyvana is rejoining. They are 3-manning the Darius now to try and get that bounty. Will they get him? No! He walks away with barely 10 HP. What a fiesta in the mid lane. Ice Cold Bro, though, caught in a bad spot, and he will get taken down by the Varus. I believe that... I thought he had a bounty, but perhaps he did not have a bounty anymore. Regardless, really good to see money get in the pocket of this Varus if you're on the side of Bilgewater Surprise. There's the Fleeing Panda ulti go out. He tried to catch someone in the brush. Was not successful, but you love to see the attempt. And Drake control to Bilgewater Surprise. It is now 1 dragon to 1. After that mid lane scrap results in Bilgewater Surprise getting control over bot river and subsequently claiming the Drake. Darius is back in a side lane wreaking havoc, and we'll see if he can't snowball his lead. Ice Cold Bro field goals the ulti here in the bot lane, but it might not even matter. Then again, the Varus ult comes out for disengage purposes, And away they run. So it is essentially Seraphine ult for Varus ult and Janna Flash and Varus heal. Varus is under turret now. Can he pick up some of this CS? He is 50 CS down at this point. Tough, 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 tough when the lane started the way that it did. Tough to be this Varus and this Janna. I'm just going to keep pronouncing Varus and Janna and Janna two different ways and just like see what fits, you know? I'm just not even going to be consistent with my pronunciation. Just going to wing it, you know? Just going to wing it. Ryota and Symphonia John tried to do a little bit of cheese there on the volley bear, but he sniffs it out and runs his little polar bear paws away. And Cornstar goes into Swain ulti, pulls back the Lux. Shyvana goes in, tries to protect his mid laner. Nice Seraphine ulti, and Cornstar goes down. Hodor Nation uses the Janna ult for disengage. Will it be enough for him to get away? It looks like he will with the help of the Blast Cone. Guy Fieric, though, flashes forward and finishes him off with the Shyvana Fireball thing. And it is a 2-kill advantage for Little Shop of Hoagies. We'll see if they turn this into a mid-siege or if they merely clear vision and back and spend their riches. Guy Fieric does a little bit of counter-jungling on his way out. There's a wave crashing there in the bot lane that no one on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. There we are. Showing up just a little bit tardy to the party. That's alright. If I'm Bilgewater Surprise, I really want to see this Darius expand his lead. I want to see him snowball, get more kills, get more farm, and really just exert a tremendous amount of pressure and try to put this volley bear into the dirt. Similar theme if I'm Little Shop of Hoagies. I want to make sure the Sivir is in a position, the Sivir and the Seraphine are in a position to really put pressure on the map, threaten turrets, threaten to win fights. Oh, Janna is caught here. She gets exploded by the volley bear and the Lux ult. And that kill goes in the pocket of Hauer. The gold is nearly even between these two teams at this point, but in very disparate places. Oh, as we see an Empowered E landed onto Varus. Ice Cold Bro basically going for the solo kill. Uses his ulti, burns the flash of the Varus. Gets the solo kill on the Varus, but he is going to be killed in return by the Udyr. Nicely played by Ice Cold Bro. Says, I'll do it myself. Lands the E root, lands the ulti. He finished his Liandry's, so he is doing a little bit of damage now. Meanwhile, Hodor Nation barely survives with the help of his ulti. Super Hoagie flashes forward to no avail. And Hodor Nation is going to get away at the cost of his ulti. Meanwhile, Ryota is in the side lane, hard pressuring this turret. It looks like he's going to get the entire turret. And so that's going to be another influx of gold into his pocket. There's a nice ulti there from the volley bear to finish off the Udyr. And put a shutdown in the pocket of the volley bear. That's going to help a lot in getting him to catch up. Here comes the Darius, though. Has volley bear overstayed. In he goes. He gets CC'd by the Seraphine. Volley bear zoning 3. And the CC from the Seraphine helps to lock down the Darius and get the shutdown in the pocket of the Shyvana. Very, very nice. Meanwhile, Cornstar zoning two away with his ulti. nearly takes out Fleeing Panda with the Leandry's burn, but does not quite finish him off. Flashes forward, takes out Ice Cold Bro, but on the backside, Hook My Book took out Guy Fieric. And so this Varus, who was having a really difficult time in the early game, is coming alive, and he's got a bounty on his head. That mid turret goes down for Bilgewater Surprise. They now have a 2.5k gold lead, and that was quite the swing in their favor. As we are past 20 minutes, Baron is now live. We are seeing Bilgewater Surprise start to sort of pivot their vision to the top side of the map. They secured top scuttle. They get a control ward in the Baron pit. They are pushing out that mid wave, and we are going to start to see some Baron posturing, if I do say so myself. The Volibear is cross map. He does not have TP for another, I'm going to say 30 seconds. And we're seeing a little bit of an ARAM here as we try to get control of the mid wave. Only objective that's up is Baron, and the mid lane is the highway to both rivers. And so both teams posturing around that mid lane, trying to get the push, trying to fight for vision. Nice Seraphine ulti into a Lux ulti, shut down on the Varus. And the blue squad is out for blood on this one. Nice double root again from the Seraphine. Cornstar's going to go down. That's 2 dead on the side of Bilgewater Surprise. And Baron control is going to go over to Little Shop of Hoagies. They're a little bit unsure right now, but with empowered Seraphine W, they should have no problem tanking this up and taking this down. Symphonia John is looking at a steal. He did not take flash on the Udyr, so he's just going to have to sprint in like a Chad and see if he can steal this. He's on his way in. He's on his way in! Oh, he goes down before he gets a chance to smite it. And that is Baron to Little Shop of Hoagies. All started with a really fantastic Seraphine ult, and no delay from the Lux ult on top of that. And no delay from the Shyvana ult on top of that. And the Sivir ult combined with the Volibear ult. I mean, we saw just all 5 ults fall like dominoes really, really nicely on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. And the result was a decisive teamfight victory, which nets them Baron Nashor. And that's a dead Hook My Book. You hate to see it. Now, Little Shop of Hoagies has a power play with the Varus dead. We'll see how they prioritize pushing with a Drake coming up in less than 1 minute. You know, it's always interesting for me from a macro standpoint to see when a team has Baron buff, whether they prioritize pushing or whether they prioritize securing a dragon with it. That time the Ice Cold Bro ulti does whiff. But Hodor Nation is in a bad spot here. He's going to get run down by Volibear and or Shyvana. He uses his ult. Nice sidestep on the Lux ult. In goes Volibear with the ulti. The Seraphine slow over the wall helps the Volibear secure the kill. And we are scrapping, ladies and gentlemen. Varus is alive. In goes the Darius. Double pullback. Varus is DPSing from behind. The ulti from the Darius takes out the Sivir, but now he's 1v3ing. He's healing back up. Can he heal through all this damage? He just gets taken out by the Lux. Meanwhile, Cornstar is in it to win it. He's in his ulti, trying to finish off the Volibear, and he does. It gets secured by the Varus. There's the pullback onto Ice Cold Bro from Cornstar. Cornstar finishes him off. Fleeing Panda finishes off the Udyr. It's now Cornstar and Hook My Book against Fleeing Panda, and it is an ace for Bilgewater Surprise. My goodness, that was feisty and fiery and fun, and what did I just watch? Second dragon picked up from Bilgewater Surprise. They've got about a 1.5k gold lead. Most importantly, no more Baron buffs on the side of Little Shop of Hoagies. I'm always perplexed to see a team fight in the jungle like that when they've got Baron buff. You know, I'd much rather see them around minion waves, pressuring turrets, but they saw something they liked, they went for it, and unfortunately it did not go their way. Don't look now, but Hook My Book has 7 kills, 2.5 completed items. He's got another fat bounty on his head, so he is alive and kicking after starting this game really far behind, dying level 1 and getting denied a lot of farm and XP. So props to Hook My Book for bouncing back. The Volibear might be in a little bit of trouble here. He goes at TPs to try to get out. I have a feeling that Darius is going to interrupt that TP, and he will. We've got action both in the top lane and the mid lane right now. Volibear trying to 1v2. I think he is dead to rights to the Darius. And in the mid lane, we saw the Seraphine ulti go off to not much effect. The Darius ulti does clean up the Volibear, and that's another kill in the pocket of Ryota. And the TP expended by the Volibear. That is also an important cooldown. Let's see what else was used. Looks like the Sivir ult was used mid as well. And now Bilgewater Surprise doing a bit of grouping mid, trying to get some pressure going. Jostling for position mid lane, going for the push so that they can secure vision over bot river, even though the dragon is not spawning anytime soon. The Varus got chunked to about half health by the Lux ult, which is on a pretty low cooldown at this point in the game. Varus ult gets thrown out, Seraphine ult gets thrown out, and Hook My Book gets punished for frontlining there. That's just tough positioning. You got to be careful there when you're facing down a Seraphine ult, or you can get picked off. Though we're seeing Ryota on a flank here. Here comes the Darius flank, and that might be a one fight for Bilgewater Surprise when you combine the Darius flank with the Swain ultimate. Big fight for Bilgewater Surprise. Howard doing his best, but it will not be enough. He goes down. That's a triple kill for Cornstar, set up really nicely by Ryota. Great flank, and gutsy as well to pull the trigger on that with your ADC dead. Very impressive aggression. Really nicely picked fight from Bilgewater Surprise. They are pushing with impunity, and they will presumably then fall back to either Baron or third Drake. We will see what they do. They don't have a ton to work with in the way of minion waves, and so it does look like they're going to fall back to that third Drake, counter jungle on their way out. and set themselves up to get on Soul Point. Meanwhile, Little Shop of Hoagies knows they have vision control over this top river. They're just going to run up to the Baron and start it. And it is already down to 4k, 3k. It does not look like Bilgewater Surprise is going to be in time. Little Shop of Hoagies takes out the Baron, and then they get the jump on the team fight. They blew up the Varus right away. In goes the Volibear, in goes the Shyvana. Cornstar, though, is unstoppable. They're trying to turn the fight. So far, a 1 for 2. Little Shop of Hoagies seeing if they can get away with some Baron buffs in their pocket. I'm not going to call it a desperation Baron play. I think it was calculated enough. They knew they had vision. They used their sweepers and their control wards. And they blew up the ADC really, really quickly. Now, because of the numbers advantage, it looks like Bilgewater Surprise is going to be able to secure this third Drake of their own and get to Soul Point. And they do. Little Shop of Hoagies, however, does have some Baron buff to work with. We'll see what kind of pressure they can get going, whether they can take some structures. But at this time, they are down about 3,000 gold to Bilgewater Surprise. Cornstar's got a sneaky flank this time. There goes the Seraphine ult. It only hits the Udyr. Cornstar's going in the back, in his ulti, and there's Ryota as well. This looks like a good fight for Bilgewater Surprise. A kill for Cornstar, a kill for the Darius. Janna's going to go down to the Shyvana, but I don't think it matters. There's a double kill for the Shyvana, though. That Shyvana is big, but I think it's just going to die to the Darius and the Swain, and it will. Ice Cold Bro's the last one alive. Cornstar is out for blood. He wants him. He's going to get him. And they are going to push down mid on the side of Bilgewater Surprise.
I am not done with you.
Should get at least an inhib off this. I don't think they can end the game here, but we will see. Now, if they kill the Sivir and the Lux, I mean, that's GG. But no, they're going to play it safe and smart here, I think. They're going to take one inhib, and they're going to back up. They know that with 4th Drake spawning, and with the gold lead they have, they should be able to win this game in a slow and controlled fashion. And so they're going to get out of here. They're going to spend their riches, and they're going to start thinking about 4th Dragon, the Infernal Soul. But both Cornstar and Ryota doing a nice job finding pockets of vision where they can approach the enemy team from behind, where they can flank, where they can team fight on their terms. You know, the Bilgewater Surprise comp doesn't strike me really as a standard front-to-back team fighting comp. It's a little I would say harder to execute than Little Shop of Hoagies comp is. But they're executing it in creative ways and finding flanks and getting Cornstar into the fight and getting Ryota into the fight in ways to where they're not just staring down a Seraphine ulti, for instance, or just Seraphine CC or Lux CC in general. That's going to stop them from doing damage and taking up space. So really impressive team fighting. Nice creativity on the side of, in particular, Cornstar and Ryota. Both rocking 9, 2, and 10 KDAs with 700 gold bounties. The gold lead is 4.5k, if I'm reading the screen correctly, and that is for the Red Squad Bilgewater Surprise. They did take game 1, and so they're looking to turn this into a 2-0. We now have a 1-1-3 sort of lane assignment happening here from Bilgewater Surprise. Guy Fieric with the clever brush cheese here nearly deletes Hook My Book, but unfortunately... Oh, there's the Seraphine ulti. Hode Ornation goes down. Cornstar's in his ult, seeing what he can get. But Bilgewater Surprise was split into 3 lanes, and so this was a nice engage from Little Shop of Hoagies, but it just doesn't matter. Cornstar with the triple kill. Oh my goodness, this could be the end of Little Shop of Hoagies. I loved the idea there from Little Shop of Hoagies. See if you can brush cheese. See if you can overload the lane where they're allocating 3 of their members. Look for that fight, but Cornstar was just so fed. The Darius was also just so fed. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a clean 2-0 for the side of Bilgewater Surprise. Another really entertaining game, back and forth, exciting fights, exciting objectives, some really, really fun League of Legends being played, and a joy to watch and a joy to cast. Taking a look at some of these numbers for Game 2, Cornstar with 47,000 damage, 12, 2, and 12 on the Swain. My goodness. Ryota 11, 2, and 12 on the Darius, 31k damage. Some really stellar performances here. I will get a straw poll going for the Game 2 MVP. But GG's to both teams. Really, really fun series to watch. Really fun series to cast. Alright, friends, I'm going to run an ad while we wait for Game 2 MVP votes to come in. And we shall be right back with post-game interviews. am so sorry about my heavy breathing. I can maybe turn myself down on my end. Forgive me, forgive me. It was such a fun series that I'm just, I'm just, I need a cold shower and a cigarette. Ladies and gentlemen, what a series! It is a 2-0 for Bilgewater Surprise. Let's take a look at the results for uh, Game 2 MVP. And it is Rayota. So, if Cornstar and Rayota, please join me in Player of the Game chat. We'll do some quick post-game interviews, and it'll be awesome.
Hello.
Gentlemen,
Hey, what's going on, Flush?
how's it going, guys?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're feeling good.
Yeah, I bet. That was a heck of a series to
Uh,
watch.
yeah, thank you for streaming and solo casting.
Yeah.
My
Appreciate it.
pleasure, my pleasure. I enjoyed watching you guys play. Why don't I start with Cornstar, who is the Game 1 MVP?
Yes, sir.
Corn, what can you tell me about the decision to put you back mid lane? Obviously, you are a more than formidable ADC and mid laner. What insight can you give me about that decision and what we might see from you moving forward?
So this was something I brought up to the team earlier in the week. Because we started off 2-0, but then we went 0-4 since then. Um, and I felt like something just wasn't working right. Something wasn't really fitting. Um, the puzzle pieces weren't coming together. Um, and I realized like me on ADC, I've got the mechanics for it, but I don't the role itself just doesn't allow me to like make plays, and um, I feel like that's my best sort of role in PMA LCS is being a playmaker from the mid lane. Um, and so I suggested the lane swap, just because I also feel like we're such a strong side top strong top side team because Artie is just lane kingdom every game. Um, that I wanted to play more towards that and be able to extend that and use use our top side strength to close out games because we have gotten leads in our losses, but we just weren't able to close out.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense, and you absolutely made a statement in these first two games. So, bravo! What a performance! Your Talia was insane.
Thank you,
Your
thank you.
Swain was just as good. I had a ton of fun watching it. So, so awesome, really cool, and I look forward to as I put my other hat on as a member of a team who will someday face you guys. We also have a strong top side of the map, so it should be
Yeah.
a lot of fun to throw down against you guys.
Oh yeah.
Rayota popped off on the Kale, popped off on the Darius. Um, what's it like being insane at top lane?
Um, it's it's just I've been playing the game for a long time, and I just have so many different matchup knowledge, like matchups that I'm confident in, or at least I know what to do to like get out of lane. For example, the Kale Mordekaiser matchup, dodge the Mordekaiser E, and that's pretty much it. He just looks for me. He just looks at you. If you just dodge the E, there's nothing really he can do.
Just
So I
dodge
knew.
forehead.
So I
Just
knew.
dodge.
Yeah. So I knew that I could at least make it out of laning phase and get to level 11. And since Cornstar had an exceptional early game, I just knew that I could just rotate my play style towards supporting Corn. Hence the Shirelia's Grudge item on the Kale. I just went and picked that up because just to kite and keep people away from us. So I just went more into a support role with the Kale. Like obviously I did damage because Kale level 16, but the items were just for survivability.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I mean, if you have a Talia on your team with 20 kills, it's like you ask yourself, what is my role in this game? And it's kind of almost like you were late game insurance, if I may put it that way. And both games you played brilliantly. I really appreciated the way the two of you were initiating team fights in game two from creative angles and finding flanks, and it was really cool to watch. What were your comms like when you were looking for team fights against a Sivir Seraphine Volibear comp with all these tools?
Yeah, so we after the draft was finished, we knew exactly like what their I like team identity was, and that's run very fast at us. Um, and so we realized that, and then we in the middle of the draft we kind of drafted more towards being able to kite, being able to play very long extended fights, since we already had the Swain, um, and we realized them coming into us is exactly what we wanted, but front to back wasn't going to work super well, since we just had no way to really get onto their back line. So we already had set it in the middle of the game. Some point in the mid game, probably like 15 minutes in, he was like, when I have Ghost up, I'm gonna look for a flank, and that just kind of opened the floodgates afterwards, where we were just able to find these good angles after they would engage, and the Janna disengage helped a lot to buy time for that.
Yeah, yeah, it was really cool to watch that on display. The two of you clearly knowing, okay, in some senses, you weren't out comped, but you were out front to backed,
Yeah.
and the two of you clearly were aware of that and found these angles to win fights, to find advantageous fights. There was one where Varus was dead before you even started it, but Darius said, "I'm flanking, I got this," and you guys crushed the fight
Yeah.
anyway.
I think it's just a matter of once when we knew when we got them item spikes. For example, when Corn got Rylai's, I knew that I wasn't going to be dependent on my strike breaker because if Corn got on somebody, I was
They
able
can't
to
get away.
relate. Yeah. Also, and once I got Sterix, I knew I could buy enough time if I went early on the flank for Corn to, burn whoever he was on, say the Volibear or the Shyvana, and he can just join me after. Because once I got on top of him with the Force of Nature, Darius is is impressive early, but especially now in this season, how tank items got kind of like a rebirth in a sense. Once he gets his force of nature stairs gauge, he's not going to go down easily.
Mm.
It bought me enough time to where I can get Noxian Might, his passive, and once he's like level 16, that gives like 180 extra AD. So he's gonna hit like a diesel.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was really it was really a pleasure to watch you guys play, and clearly you two have a ton of synergy. So, thank you guys for allowing me to cast, and thank you for the post game interview.
Yeah.
On behalf of
Thank you so much again for
Yeah,
streaming and
thanks.
casting.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's so much fun. Thank you guys. On behalf of myself and PMA LCS and whatnot, it is a Bilgewater surprise 2-0 over Little Shop of Hoagies. I appreciate y'all joining me, brothers. Have a wonderful rest of your night. This is Fwesh signing off.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.